Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CWPA Men's National Collegiate Club Championship at Florida's O'Connell Pool. Our next game features in the dark caps the Cal Poly Mustangs, and in the white caps the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We need everyone to be on the best behavior. Please support the participants and officials in a positive manner. Anyone failing to do so may be removed from the pool. Also, remember that alcohol and tobacco products within the competition site are prohibited. We welcome you to the CWPA Network. For more coverage of the 2024 Men's National Collegiate Club Championship, it's Cal Poly in the dark caps and Georgia Tech in the white. I'm Scott Steve Weiss. Cal Poly wins the opening sprint. Mustangs champions out of the Pacific Coast did not capture the regular season title, though. That went to UCLA, but defeated the Bruins go in the division title game. And now the Yellow Jackets, champs out of the Southeast. Well, it dropped just one game this season in the Southeast, 7-4 to Alabama in regular season play. Officials for this game are Jorge Villalobos and Stephanie Villalobos. On your screen, it's Cal Poly going left to right in dark. Georgia Tech right to left and white off the noggin of the keeper and is able to maintain. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter, no score. Winner of this game takes on Texas A&M in the quarterfinal. That does not sneak past the plane. Ball took a spin toward the corner, but not enough mustard. And now Georgia Tech looking to take advantage here. Yellow Jackets looking to strike first. Georgia Tech in this tournament for the first time in a couple of years, 2021, when it was Southeast Division champ. Ended up finished tied for 15th. Lost to host Alabama in the 13th place game. Pounced out in front by the keeper, Pedro Dalbo, if it's cap one. Now opportunity here. Here's Spencer Yawn. Other way it goes. Yawn trying to get the disconnection. Cal Poly thought it was a ball under, but not in the eyes of the Villalobos. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 4:55 to go in the first, no score. Georgia Tech out of Atlanta, Georgia with the ball. Ball is in no man's land and is broken up by the Mustangs of San Luis Obispo, California. Cal Poly in this tournament for the first time in 2 years. Actually finished runner-up in 2022, lost in overtime in the title game to UC San Diego. Got our first exclusion. Exclusion foul on Georgia Tech, number 18, Athanasios Taplansis. Cal Poly goal on the power play. The score is now Mustangs in dark 1. Yellow Jackets in white 0. The power play was successful. And now the Yellow Jackets will attempt to strike. And it looks like there's a dunk there. And there's a 6-on-5. Cal Poly exclusion, number 13 in dark, Ryan Boasfield. Boasfield's first. Power play for 3 more seconds for the Jackets. Strength is even, 10 seconds. Be a 2-meter. 2-meter, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech defeated Alabama in the Southeast title game in Atlanta. And now going the other way, no dice for GT. Mustangs looking for more. Cal Poly defeated UCLA in the Pac Coast title game. UCLA had been the Pacific Coast champion a year ago. Corner foul. Right in the wheelhouse of Pedro Dalbo. Now Georgia Tech looking for an answer. Looking to press. 1-0. Cal Poly with 2:43 to go in the first. Now the Cal Poly Mustangs looking for more. Broken up by Dalbo to his left. There's a poke in front. Cal Poly thinking there was more to it, and no answer there. Mustangs' lone loss this season in Pac Coast play was on October 12th, 10-8 against host UCLA. Georgia Tech's lone loss, 7-4 against Alabama, October 13th at the University of South Carolina. 1 second, all out, broken up. And reinforcements are coming. There was a disconnection by Diego Barikoff. 1:37 remaining. And the first, there's a kick out. Down in front, lost the handle, that's a 5-meter. There was an exclusion and then a penalty on Georgia Tech. Shot clock needs to be stopped. Taking the 5-meter penalty shot for Cal Poly is Bennett Steiger. Steiger will look to pad on to the lead. Steiger goes to the left corner. Cal Poly penalty goal scored by number 24 in dark, Bennett Steiger. 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. 5th position Cal Poly in the dark caps 2. 12th position Georgia Tech in the white 0. Cal Poly, one of 5 CWPA institutions with club water polo to have won both men's and women's National Collegiate Club titles. And a few of them are actually participating in this tournament. Michigan won both men's and women's. In fact, the University of Michigan women's club team captured the National Collegiate Club Championship in 2023 and 2024. Score is 2-0. Minute 5 remaining in the first quarter. Georgia Tech looking to strike first. Took a little too long there. Offensive foul. Back to work we go. Outlet for Tristan Winder, senior for San Ynez, California. Opportunity here for Aiden Seed. Jack Sweet from the right flat. Up top for Colin Parker. Parker with 10 seconds. Having trouble. And it's off the iron. He was heavily guarded by Jamison Chatfield. And about a second differential between the shot and game clocks. Game 5 of 30 in this tournament. Again, if you missed game 4, you missed a thriller. Texas A&M, the 13th position, defeated 4th position Michigan 11-9, a game in which, believe it or not, Michigan led 7-5 at halftime. And now, 1 second! That's heading back to the Golden State. And that will do it for the first quarter. After 7 minutes of play here in Game 5, California Polytechnic State in the dark caps 2, Georgia Institute of Technology in the white 0. Hey fans, make sure to check out the concession table located out front. The CWPA offers a variety of tournament league t-shirts, shorts, fleeces, and other apparel for fans of water polo and the league. Time for the second quarter sprint. Sprinting for Cal Poly will be number 11 in dark, Colin Parker. So we'll have our second quarter sprint here. 2-0 Mustangs, the Pacific Coast champion. Cal Poly, after dropping its lone contest to UCLA in its second game of the season, winners of 7 straight games. Actually, October 19th and 20th, Cal Poly failed to acquire Morrow High School's pool in Morro Bay, California, so only October 19th games at Cal Poly took place. Had games against Long Beach State and Southern Cal canceled. Cal Poly wins the sprint. Win this game, you play Texas A&M in the quarterfinal tomorrow. Lose this game, you take on Michigan in a playback later today. And you do not want to lose twice today. Your season will come to a close tomorrow evening in a 13-15 place playback. We got an exclusion in 2 meters. Georgia Tech exclusion, power play, Mustangs. Mustangs looking to get another advantage goal. 3 seconds left, they'll try to go, but the brick wall prevails for the Yellow Jackets. Here come the Yellow Jackets looking to strike. 8 minutes in, and no goals yet for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has been a stable in the CWPA 8-time Southeast Division champ. Cal Poly has been cream of the crop, though, winning a couple of national titles. Mustangs, if you ask them, fought. They had it 2 years ago in Newburgh, Oregon, but could not gain any momentum in a 7-6 overtime loss in the final 2 years ago to UC San Diego. Georgia Tech going right to left now, looking for answers. There goes out of play. Cal Poly, the only institute to host a National Collegiate Club Championship in the 21st century. and also captured a championship in its home pool. University of Florida, that hope still lives after the Gators defeated Iowa State in Game 2 today, 27-5. See the Gators tomorrow a couple times. Gators lost to UC San Diego in the total game in Salt Lake City last year, 12-8. From long range, bounced out of bounds, heading to another time zone. Goal throw here for Pedro Dalbo. Actually not Dalbo. It's actually Cap 1A instead for the Jackets. Charles Nancaro. There was an answer here for Colin Parker. Ryan Bosefield. Bosefield inside 6 meters on the Georgia Tech end. Set up. There will be a 2-meter. No, it's out of play. May have been waved offside by Stephanie Villalobos. Yellow Jackets, though, keeping it tight, down 2-0. This is a 12 versus 5 matchup in the 5th position with a 2-goal lead. The Mustangs of San Luis Obispo. Not a ball under. Georgia Tech able to hold on. 5 seconds left on the possession clock. Gotta go on in here. And they did not know how much time's left. Cal Poly will call timeout. Timeout. Cal Poly. That is a full timeout. 3:31 remaining in the second quarter. No. 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. Cal Poly uses its 30. 3:31 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs 2. Jackets 0. So we're going to see there's going to be some trickery here. Perhaps goalkeeper Tristan Lindor will set up an interesting 7-on-6. So that was a 30-second timeout. The Mustangs don't have any left. So one 30-second timeout has been used, and that was by Cal Poly. There's Daniel Davis, the junior from Alamo, California. Davis up top for Cameron Vitale. Vitale, Finn Little, set up ahead to the guard position. A set and guard. Vitale, and that is an exclusion. You cannot do that. You cannot tug. Georgia Tech exclusion. Georgia Tech exclusion foul number 7. Exclusion on Zachary DeHoff. So it looks like it'll be a 6-on-6 now. Davis. Able to find the squeaker. Might have been Daniel Davis. Cal Poly scores with 2:40 remaining in the second quarter. The score now Mustangs 3, Jackets 0. And boy, Daniel Davis really set it up nicely. Ethan Armbruster was also there. And Daniel Davis, number 2, was able to set it up nicely. Skip shot, heading back to Atlanta. Hopeful here for Linder. Sorry if we do not identify any scores. It's a bit hard. We want to be exact. We do know the score is 3-0. Daniel Davis. Looking at now to the 5 on the near side of your screen. Davis set up inside, trying to get a backhander. Ordinary foul, 6 seconds left on the possession timer. Minute 50 to go in the first half. Trying to force the ball under and will do so. Ball under. Possession. Back to Georgia Tech. No, ball stolen by the Mustangs. Mustangs up 3-0. 2-meter. 2-meter, Cal Poly. Poly gets a fresh 30. So we're 2-0 after one. Just one goal here, now two. Nanosecond's number 13. Cal Poly goal scored by number 14 in dark, Ryan Bashfield. 1:17 remaining in the second quarter. Cal Poly in the dark caps 4. Georgia Tech in the white 0. And for Georgia Tech, this is looking a little reminiscent of the 2021 National Collegiate Club Championship, last time the Jackets had been a participant. Lost the 13-15 place game, I believe 6-1 to Alabama. Two-handed grab, a little sticky there, a little buttery there. Under a minute remaining, Linder with the digs. And Cal Poly leading by 4. Davis, Daniel Davis. And he is stopped from behind. Looks like it's a penalty on number 7. Georgia Tech penalty on number 7 in white, Zach DeHoff. Daniel Davis will take the 5-meter penalty shot for the Mustangs. Davis can really set things up and does so nicely. Cal Poly penalty goal scored by number 2 in dark, Daniel Davis. 46 seconds to go in the second quarter. Mustangs 5, Yellow Jackets 0. Georgia Tech just needs a goal right now. Heading right to left on your screens. Jackets scoreless. And if the Mustangs are able to not give up anything, it will be the first time this tournament a team will be held scoreless in the first half. And we're coming off an 11-9 game won by 13 position over a 4. Nicely done inside by number 13. Cal Poly goals scored by number 13 in dark, Ryan Bothfield. Bothfield scores to make it 6-0 Cal Poly. 17 seconds remaining in the first half. So we have a couple of key cogs for the Mustangs here. Daniel Davis, Ryan Bothfield able to stretch out the lead and is off the left iron, and will conclude our first half. At the end of 2 quarters, the score: Cal Poly in the dark caps 6, Georgia Tech in the white 0. Daniel Davis and Bothfield were a couple of key contributors to stretch out the lead for Cal Poly.
Tip of the week. Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo. And I'm Brad Schumacher from Cap 7 International. Today we're going to talk about pressuring on the perimeter and not getting excluded. So one of the main things you want to think about is you really want to focus on your legs. You don't want to be grabbing with your arms and sinking above the water. A lot of players, when the ball comes and is passed over, they'll just grab with their arms and take a quick foul. Okay, what you want to do is show your hands, use your legs, and alternate, okay, with your arms out, using your legs to go from one side to the other if the player's moving, okay, and trying not to foul. If the player lets go of the ball, I'm not on him, I'm already have no contact, and I'm not gonna get excluded that way. The way you can get excluded is when the player doesn't have the ball and you're grabbing and then the player sells it and pretends like they got really dunked. That's when you'll get excluded. Or as the ball's coming in the air and you're caught holding, that's when you'll get kicked out, okay? Another way you'll get fouled or excluded is if you play very aggressively and dunk with two hands. The referees are told to watch for dunking with two hands. So you want to have one hand at a time working in concert with your legs, okay? Breaststroke kicks and showing your hands. Okay, in this drill here, we're gonna work on pressing, okay? Focusing on our legs, showing our hands, and really driving the player out and not getting that foul. Hopefully the rest of our players are pressing high in the lane and we can really eat up a lot of time on the clock here.
The Cap 7 rebounder is perfect for poolside or in-pool workouts. It bounces the ball right back to you. It's great for working on passing or just for accuracy training. Take it out of the pool too. You can have a catch whether it be baseball or softball. Get up close with a tennis ball for hand-eye coordination. Or hit the hardwood and work on your dribbling and passing for basketball, or even footwork drills for soccer. Setup is simple. First, take the rebounder out of the box and lay it flat on the surface with the net facing down. Pull the stand up and place the single bar in the allotted spot. Then, slide the peg on the bottom and place the pin up top. You can adjust the angle by removing the pin and sliding the single bar to any of the 5 positions you like. Get your Cap 7 rebounder at cap7.com.
Cap 7, the official ball of Len. Built by water polo players, for water polo players.
After 2 goals in the first and 4 goals in the second, Cal Poly leads 6-0 against Georgia Tech. Teams switch shooting into the 3rd and 4th quarters. Cal Poly in dark, Georgia Tech in white. Following this game would be game number 6 between Washington University and St. Louis and Penn State. Third quarter about to be underway here at the O'Connell Pool in Gainesville, Florida. Scott S.D. Weiss on CWPA.TV.com. Cal Poly controls the 3rd quarter sprint. Jorge Villalobos and Stephanie Villalobos officiating this contest. It's been all Mustangs, 2 in the first, 4 in the second. Ordinary foul from behind. Five seconds left on the shot clock. Will go all in and able to go with a long distance connection. Cal Poly goal scored by number 18 in dark, Diego Baracol. 7-0 Mustangs, 6:27 to go in the 3rd. Baracol makes his voice heard in that play. 7-0 Mustangs trying to get a berth against the Texas A&M Aggies. An 11-9 winner over Michigan. So A&M will be the lowest seeded team in the quarterfinals. 1 second left, and Georgia Tech unable to find anything right now. Still plenty of water polo left to play here in Game 5, but there's a pump fake. We'll take another effort. Doesn't matter. He still finds his opening. Cal Poly goal scored by number 3 in dark, Jake Anderson. 5:38 remaining in the third quarter. Cal Poly and the Dark Caps 8. Georgia Tech in the white 0. So right now Georgia Tech is looking for answers on offense. Yellow Jackets unable to push anything across this time. Head coach Jeff Drews pacing back and forth on the sideline. And we got an exclusion. Georgia Tech exclusion on number 19 in white, Max Cornegay. Cal Poly power play goal scored by number 13 in the Dark Caps, Ryan Bousfield. Give him a few. 5:13 remaining in the third quarter. Cal Poly in dark 9, Georgia Tech in white 0. Sorry if you hear any foul language. There is some disappointment on the sidelines from some of the players. Got a 6-on-5 coming. Cal Poly exclusion, number 13 in dark, Ryan Bousfield. Bousfield a guilty party. 15 seconds remaining on the power play for the Yellow Jackets. Looking to get that first score. 5 seconds left on the advantage. Put it out in front. Georgia Tech's on the board. Much needed boost for Joshua Engelson. Georgia Tech goal scored by number 6 in white, Joshua Engelson. First of the game. 4:35 remaining in the third quarter. Mustangs 9, Yellow Jackets 1. That ends the 9-0 run for Cal Poly, and that is live right out of play. Go throw here for the keeper, Pedro Dalbo. Carl Mancaro came in relief of Dalbo after the first for the second. So 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third for the Mustangs, and we got an exclusion in the hold possession. Exclusion on Cal Poly, power play, Georgia Tech. Power play goal for Georgia Tech, number 6 in white, Joshua Engelson. His second of the game. 4:52 remaining in the third quarter. Cal Poly 9, Georgia Tech 2. All of a sudden, it's a 2-0 run for the Jackets. Georgia Tech, while down by a large margin, got to continue this mentality. Got to keep chipping away if you would like to continue staying alive. Cal Poly, a 5-time champion in this tournament, hasn't won any titles though since 2007. Cal Poly is a 5-time champ. Able to go to the left corner. It's number 11. Cal Poly goal scored by number 11 in dark, Colin Parker. 3:20 remaining in the third. 10-2 Mustangs. Sorry if we identify any non-scorers. It was a little hard seeing. We're 6-on-5 here. Cal Poly exclusion. Number 20, Reed Perkins. Perkins, first exclusion. The power play for Georgia Tech with under 3 minutes remaining in the third here in game 5. Winner of the quarterfinals, loser plays in the playback later. And how about Josh Engelson? Georgia Tech goal scored by number 6 and right, Josh Engelson, his third of the game. 2:49 remaining in the third. Cal Poly 10, Georgia Tech 3. This game is brought to you by Cap 7, the official water polo provider, specializing in all your water polo needs. Trying to go with a long lob, but off the iron. Pays with elbow. And all of a sudden, 7-goal difference. We thought after the first half that this game was out of reach for the Jackets, and now Georgia Tech able to pick from behind. Well done from the confiscation by Max Cornegay. Now going left to right on your screens. Backed it up, Cornegay. Beat it out. Outlet time for Dalbo. 2 minutes remaining in the third. 10-3 Cal Poly, a 5-time champ. Cal Poly has the most titles ever in this tournament's history. But none in a while, though. As we mentioned not too long ago, Cal Poly has not won this title since 2007. Mustangs last in this tournament final 2 years ago, lost in overtime to UC San Diego in Oregon. Exclusion foul by number 14 and by Georgia Tech, number 2 in white, Al Fareed. Out of bounds, even strength goal throw, Yellow Jacket. Al Fareed was the guilty party, wasn't sure at first, but he was confirmed. Now you got to make sure that you exit when there's an exclusion, because earlier today, Iowa State had a player who had 1 exclusion at the time. That was his second. Ryan Lush, who was also called for a penalty because he didn't exit out, and he had been removed from the game in the third quarter due to accumulating exclusions. That was Iowa State lost 27-5 against Florida. Possession change hands back to the Mustangs. With 40 seconds left in the third, Cal Poly, or Georgia Tech, had to win 3 games in their division championships to get here. Georgia Tech, though, had its hands full in the Southeast Division Championship. Had a 5-0 forfeit against Georgia Tech B, 15-6 against Auburn, but then had to nail out, eke out a 10-8 win over Alabama. Now Georgia Tech looking to get even closer than 10-3. Engelson has 3 goals. Lost the handle, and that will do it. At the end of 3 quarters of play here in Game 5. Cal Poly in the dark, 10. Georgia Tech in the white, 3. Mustangs had to shore up its defense. Yale led 6-0 entering the third quarter, outscored the Yellow Jackets 4-3, but the Yellow Jackets have come to play in the third quarter, and we'll see what else the Jackets have in store when we return to the CWPA Network.
I'm Brad Schumacher, co-founder of Cap 7 International. Today we're going to talk about the Cap 7 rebounder and the different variations you can use to really put this tool to work. Okay, the most important thing you can use the rebounder for is lots of repetitions. Let's take a look at what Wolf's doing over here, and I'll talk through some of the different things. He's got the 1 kilogram ball. He's going off one rebounder. We've got it set up in a corner so he can work on his cross pass passes and body position. Now if he grabs a second ball, second 1 kilogram ball, he can work on using both at the same time. You're getting lots of different skills here and lots of different repetitions. Across your body, everything focused, and you're getting a ton of repetitions in a short amount of time. If you really want to be challenged, you would add a weight belt. Okay, there's a lot of different variations you can do. Check them out, cap7.com.
Looking to take your game to the next level? Find more drills, skills, and tips on Cap 7's website.
Hi, I'm Wolf Weiger with Cap 7. There's one more quarter to go in this game. Fourth quarter coming up now.
So right now, the Mustangs in control, wire to wire, leading by 7, 10-3. Scott is to race here in the CWPA network. The higher seed has won 3 of the 4 previous games contested today. The lone exception was 13 possession Texas A&M, 11-9 victor over 4th position Michigan out of the Big Ten. Winner of this game would take on the A&M Aggies tomorrow, November 9th, circumstances permitting, in game 14 and around 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. So Cal Poly looking to get back in the quarterfinals. Cal Poly has some unfinished business. Last year, 2023, lost the Pacific Coast title game to UCLA. This year, able to return the favor and defeat the Bruins at home in the division final by a count of 14-5 on October 27th. Cal Poly gets the steal. Trying to get a deal now, lost the handle. Georgia Tech able to get a defensive response. That was Carlos Hernandez, a junior out of Belmont, California. Now the keeper, Charles Zancaro's back in, I believe, for Pedro Dalbo. Georgia Tech in danger of having to play later today against Michigan. And that Michigan team is going to be raring to go. Michigan is going to be angry of its second half performance in the 11-9 Game 4 loss to Texas A&M. Led 7-5 at halftime. Only found the net 4 times and 2 times rather in the second half. We got an exclusion. And a skip bouncer. There is an exclusion on Georgia Tech, and then Cal Poly power play goal. Scored by number 22 in the dark caps, Cameron Vitale. 5:54 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cal Poly 11, Georgia Tech 3. Georgia Tech though still needs to go 6-on-6 here. Looks like this game is out of reach, but you still got to fight hard, because you have to learn from the errors you made in this one. Skip shot off the iron. Rebound secured by the Jackets. Job well done there for Al Fareed, number 2. Possession now here for Jamison Chatfield. Ordinary foul at the whole guard, whole set position. Dribbling the side. They get a wet pass inside. Whistle silent. And Hayden Finley is now in goal for Cal Poly Mustangs, looking for more answers. Daniel Davis, ordinary foul. Davis also has set up a few splendid plays and even had gotten on the scoreboard. But Ryan Bousfield right now, likely the player of the game, with a couple goals for his efforts. Nancaro at the outlet. Looks like an ordinary foul. And then a kick out on the delay. That's on Jackson Geiger. Exclusion foul, number 23 in dark for Cal Poly, Jackson Geiger. Timeout, Georgia Tech. 4:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. The score: Cal Poly in the dark caps 11, Georgia Tech in the white 3. 6 on 5 for Georgia Tech. Out of the timeout. Power play, Yellow Jackets. Well, Georgia Tech leads to play another solid 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Even though the result will likely not be in the Yellow Jackets' favor at this juncture, you got to go all out. So we need to work on against Michigan later on. 9 seconds left on the power play. Out there, but it's out of bounds. Go throw here for the Mustangs. Georgia Tech will take on the Wolverines at around 6:20 p.m. in Game 9. With possession back for the Jackets. So it looks like Cal Poly's going to take on Texas A&M in Game 14. Tomorrow, our second of 4 quarterfinals. That's going to be interesting. A&M and Cal Poly should this result hold. Because you would you would think based on the way that Cal Poly has played, Cal Poly would be favoring that one, but you can't count out Texas A&M taking out Michigan. The Big Ten usually plays tough in these tournaments, especially since the Big Ten, each of the last 3 seasons, finished in the top 4 in this tournament. So you know that Michigan is going to play Georgia Tech tough in Game 9 later today. 2-meter. 2-meter for Georgia Tech from the 5 position. And now the Jackets looking for more answers. Carlos Hernandez. Up to Al Fareed. Fareed lost the handle and gets it turned over at 6 meters. And we're going right to left. The Mustangs trying to motor along. Jack Sweet answers his calling. Cal Poly goals scored by number 9 in dark, Jack Sweet. 2:25 remaining in the 4th quarter. Cal Poly in the dark caps 12. Georgia Tech in the white 3. So Cal Poly feeling pretty good about itself right now. Georgia Tech still has a lot more to do. Power play, Georgia Tech has seen its share of successes. So far, the only scorer for Georgia Tech had been Joshua Ingleson, number 6. Got all 3 goals. So he knows what to do when it matters. But the Yellow Jackets need to find room and more answers as well. There's guard coverage there by the Mustangs, Jackson Geiger. 5 seconds left on the possession timer. Shot there, and to the back of the net. Georgia Tech makes something out of nothing. Ben Ward. Georgia Tech goal scored by number 3 in white, Ben Ward. His first of the game. 1:56 to play in the 4th. Cal Poly 13. 12. Georgia Tech 4. 12-4. Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves there. 12-4. Looks like there was going to be a 13th. Cal Poly will like a 13th, that's for sure. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Opportunity here for Ahmed Fareed. Fareed looking for reinforcements. He was bailed out. It looked like it was going to be an intercepted pass. Athanasios Taprancis. Unable to get anything going there. 1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter. That will be Cal Poly forging ahead to the next round against Texas A&M tomorrow, November 9th, pending the circumstances at 10:10 a.m. Eastern. While Georgia Tech will take on Michigan to try and fight it to stay in this tournament for 9th through 12th places. Shot clock unplugged. We'll have to get something off here. They do not have to take it immediately. Stop there by the keeper, and that should just about do it. Cal Poly will be moving on to the quarterfinals against Texas A&M. Georgia Tech will take on Michigan later today in Game 9 for playback. That's the end of game number 5. The final score, California Polytechnic State in the dark caps 12. Georgia Institute of Technology in the white 4. Our player of the game, Ryan Bousfield, number 13, in dark for his contributions setting up on offense. Our next game up is game number 6 between Washington University and St. Louis and Penn State. And the final score in game 5, Cal Poly 12. Georgia Tech 4. I'm Scott S.D. Rice. We got more to come here from Gainesville.